is the fairest of them all? Apparently it isn't Snow White.
Jonah Platt, whose father helped produce the latest Snow White film, had some very harsh words for star Rachel Zegler.
For context, Variety wrote a report recently titled Inside Disney's Snow White Fiasco, Death Threats, Beefed Up Security, and a Social Media Guru for Rachel Zegler. The piece details how in August 2024, Zegler took to X to thank supporters after an event where she introduced the first official trailer for Snow White. Her post is still up, which reads, "I love you all so much. Thank you for the love and for 120 million views on a trailer in just 24 hours. What a whirlwind. I'm in the thick of rehearsals for Romeo plus Juliet, so I'm going to get out of here. Bye for now." The Variety story notes how a couple of minutes after posting this, she replied to her own tweet and wrote, "And always remember, free Palestine."
Variety breaks down how after this tweet went viral, the studio was shocked that she would mix a promo tweet with a political statement. As a result, Mark Platt flew to New York to speak with her in person.
An Instagram commenter asked Jonah Platt whether it was true that Mark Platt flew to New York to reprimand Zegler. In response, Jonah Platt, the son, responded, "You really want to do this? Yeah, my dad, the producer of this enormous piece of Disney IP with hundreds of millions of dollars on the line, had to leave his family to fly across the country to reprimand his 20-year-old employee for dragging her personal politics into the middle of promoting the movie for which she signed a multi-million-dollar contract to get paid and do publicity for. Free speech does not mean you're allowed to say whatever you want in your private employment without repercussions. Tens of thousands of people worked on that film, and she hijacked the conversation for her own immature desires at the risk of the colleagues and crew and blue-collar workers who depend on that movie to be successful. Narcissism is not something to be coddled or encouraged. Zegler isn't the only one who has made political statements, though. Her co-star Gal Gadot, who plays the Evil Queen, expressed her staunch support for Israel. She also spoke at an ADL event earlier this month where she said that she wouldn't ever have imagined people would celebrate Hamas. Disney has reportedly been forced to beef up Gadot's security after she received death threats due to her Israel support.
Snow White's budget was around $240 to $270 million. It has made $43 million domestically so far and around $84 million globally per Box Office Pro. Still, it is the #1 movie in the U.S. right now.
The film received backlash for various reasons in the lead up to its release. Zegler had called the original Snow White movie dated and weird and said Prince Charming was a stalker. Disney also chose not to cast real dwarfs, instead opting for CGI in response to backlash from fans and dwarf actor Peter Dinklage. Disney even opted to scale back the movie's premiere, banning outside press.
Editor of the Left Hook Substack, Wajahat Ali, wrote on Blue Sky, "Took a second to check out what is currently enraging the right-wing toxic man-boys of MAGA Twitter. It's Snow White and Assassin's Creed, a video game featuring a female lead. These people are such soft losers."
Evie Magazine wrote on X, "When you compare how Rachel Zegler spoke about Snow White to how other actresses who played live-action Disney princesses spoke about their character, really underlines just how poorly she carried herself." I haven't seen it yet. Have you?
I have not.
I don't have plans to see it. It sounds terrible. It just sounds awful, even without and I don't really care what Rachel Zegler's personal feelings are, or Gal Gadot's personal feelings about Israel and Gaza. I don't care at all. I care a little bit more about Rachel Zegler having like an underlying amount of contempt for the intellectual property. Like if you're just going to so we have to change everything to have like a kick-ass female protagonist. There's nothing wrong with kick-ass female protagonists. It's like everything has to be that. You know, this is a, and also what is beautiful about the original Snow White too is the hand-drawn animation, right? Is the beauty of the cartoon. Yeah, and it's really there's an authenticity to it, and because it's a simple story, it's a simple fairy tale. It's not like this sophisticated plot, right? It's just that it looks beautiful by people who cared about this and wanted to create something beautiful. Do these orgies of CGI animation, recycling in a loveless format, the exact same, now every story is the same story about, again, a kick-ass female protagonist. Like, what? It's just so formulaic and rote and done without any love or originality whatsoever. I think that's the problem. Is that fair, Lynda?
I haven't seen Snow White, but I intend to.
I've seen the trailer.
You know I love Disney.
Yeah, well, I do too.
I've yet to see a Disney film that I just didn't adore. I don't know all of the ins and outs and details. I mean, I did love Moana 2. I said I love Moana 1 more, but I did love
I started watching Moana 2 this weekend with my nieces, who are 4 and 2, and yeah, they like it.
Of course they like it. I mean, that's more a statement about Lin-Manuel Miranda than anything else, and the absolute masterpiece that was Moana 1, which I think I've told you, my kids and I probably watched, I don't know, 5,000 times.
I got no beef with Moana 1.
But look, I mean, I hear what you're saying, and there is an argument to be made that when you are in these kinds of roles, it is a privilege, and you actually have some contractual obligations that you're supposed to be doing no harm, and in fact, above doing no harm, adding value to elevating this artwork that you've put together with a whole army of people who, dedicate their lives to it. So I understand where the criticisms are coming from, but I'm still going to see Snow White.
I agree with the criticisms too. I'm actually not Jonah Platt. So that's the brother. So that's the Platt family. Ben Platt is the well-known Platt, right? He's a musical theater person.
Yeah, my kid loves him.
Okay, have you seen the movie Dear Evan Hansen? It is one of the worst movies I have ever seen. It is so bizarre and weird, and Ben Platt is in that movie. He is an adult. Again, it's an adult playing a high school age person that, I don't know why they always do. They cast actual young people for young people roles. They make him look creepy and weird, and the plot of it is, it's tonally crazy. It's about a suicide. It's it's a musical. It is so weird, and it was made for no other reason than Ben Platt's dad is, right, a big Hollywood executive who can, give his darling child.
That's a whole nother discussion about nepotism.
That's some real nepotism. So anyway, the Snow White thing, it's become a big right-wing area of interest. My colleague at Reason Magazine, Peter Suderman, did see it, and he wrote a review of it for Reason, which I will quote from now at great length. He says, "Forget woke Snow White." He said, the problem's not it's woke, it's that it is socialist. He said they changed the fairest of them all. Apparently the plot is that, right, the evil queen is not fair to the subject. There's not enough redistribution of resources for everyone.
Oh, as in not the most beautiful of all.
Yes, and so Snow White is bringing fairness and communist-style breadlines, I guess, to the Snow White kingdom, and that's really what's wrong with it. So I kind of want to see it just to hate it for that reason.
And then we'll have another discussion about it. This is discussion number 2, I think, about Snow White.
Fantastic. Okay. Tell us what you thought, by the way, if you've seen the movie. I would love to hear from Rising viewers on their opinions. That does it for us today on Rising. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss any of our content. And for those of you who like to listen while on the go, we're now available anywhere you listen to podcasts. See you later.